Lively Game of the Day. Bongo Banjo versus Bakuryu. Koal versus Jake.
Welcome back to the channel, folks. Semi-original guy here, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you another lively game of the day. Today, Bongo Banjo and Bakuryu duke it out in Fog of War, folks. We are playing on Get Your Beak Wet. This is a triple base airport and comm tower supported matchup. Now, Bongo Banjo and Bakuryu, these are two returning players to the channel. So welcome back indeed. Now, Get Your Beak Wet, this is a very... this is just one of the Fog of War maps of all time, folks. Got the back airport, triple base, semi-contested comm towers here. We also have a Cole versus a Jake matchup. Now, I think both of these COs have their benefits on this map. Cole obviously is going to be very effective at attacking the cities right here, which are pretty contested. So these guys right here, you know, that's road toad territory, folks. But this right here, and some of these properties over here can fall to either the road toad or the plains dude, folks. So you never know what is going to happen with this. But considering the layout of this map, I can assume that there's probably going to be a lot of fighting around this area, a lot of fighting around this area. Might be a little bit of fighting in the middle. Very front shiftable on this map, folks. So I think we're gonna have a good one here. I was suggested this map by one of these two players that are playing in it right now, and they said it was a wild game, so we're gonna go ahead and see what went down in the live league today. Starting off strong, folks, with the standard infantry builds, because you got to get the infantry on the field, folks. It is the #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web. #2 priority in Advanced Wars by Web is make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you were not already for all that hot live league action, folks. As both players busting out many infantry on the field and going for captures. Now, not really anything different in the strategies so far. It looks like both players are relatively doing about the same thing. Neither player really going for their airport yet. Kind of early to go for the airport. You can't really get too much effectiveness out of it this early. However, this double recon build over here from Bakuryu is very interesting. Now, that is going to allow for quite a bit of intel and quite a bit of infantry interrupts, folks. So we're going to see some shicey stuff happening here pretty soon. But Bongo Banjo, definitely a solid player. See how he responds to this. He's going to open up with tank. Good old classic standard tank. Cannot go wrong with the tank. Now, the thing about one tank versus triple recon now is the tank can only be in one spot. So obviously, I have a feeling Bongo Banjo might just bust out another tank here. Not really too sure. Yeah, gonna go second tank. So he's gonna spread the tanks out on either side. So if your opponent opens up double recon, or in this case, triple recon, obviously you're gonna have a recon probably wanting to sit here, maybe on the city, or right here, and maybe, I don't know, somewhere around here. You know, it's going to be in one of these forests, right? That's going to allow you to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's allow you to see pretty much everything in this vicinity right here. If you go here, you're going to be able to see the comm towers and everything over here. So you're going to have a pretty good amount of intel there. But with the limited amount of forests on this map, it is pretty obvious where your opponent is going to be putting your recon. So if you got the tanks in position, you got the infantry in position to potentially go up and scout out those forests, then your tank is going to be having a wonderful time, folks. Even the road toad is going to be having a wonderful time. It doesn't matter if he's attacking from a plane, trains, or automobiles, folks. He's going to be doing it. Double recon buy now from Bongo Banjo. Very nice. So late recons are still very good. Sometimes it's nice to get the tanks into the front line first to contend with your enemies. Early recons. Other times it's nice to get the intel first and get the interact. So We're going to see what the difference between those two strategies are today in this map for sure. Battlecopter purchase over here then from the Bakuryu. Very nice. That's going to be a very strong Battlecopter once it gets to the front line. I believe that Jake will get the planes bonus. Bongo Banjo got the Battlecopter as well. Now, when it comes down to overall Battlecopter combat in Advanced by Web, I would say that I favor Cole over Jake for this one, mainly because of the movement bonus. With Bongo Banjo manages to get a forced march or a trail of woe, it's going to be way more effective Battlecopter combat than Bakuryu playing as Jake, because he won't get that firepower, or he will get a firepower bonus if he's attacked from a plane, but he will not get the movement bonus. And movement is king in Advanced Wars. That's why Olaf is so strong. You know, one thing is global damage. Global damage is super strong, but the movement negation that you get from a blizzard, extra strong. I'm telling you. But we don't have to worry about global damage on this one, folks. All we have to worry about is pure tactics and pure skill. As Bongo Banjo goes in and interrupts two properties. Now, obviously, he doesn't know what Bakuryu has at the moment. But this is a very, very critical interrupt here. Without interrupting those two properties, it's going to actually leave Bakuryu in a situation where he's going to have 18,000 funds per turn next turn. Actually, even more. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it would be 18,000. So considering the Bongo Banjo is at 16,000 right now, interrupting these two caps while going for this cap, potentially getting this cap, maybe getting this cap. Very debatable whether or not he's going to get these two caps, but he's going for them. So, I mean, if he gets them, it's going to put him ahead overall. And it looks like he's going to get them. He's going to get both caps, so he's going to stay ahead in income temporarily, but he does lose the recon, which is very unfortunate. There's a Battlecopter now coming dangerously close to the north section of the map, folks. It looks like both Battlecopters are going to be fighting up north. Now, if Bongo Banjo decides to go in and attack that tank, looks like we have Battlecopter coverage right here, folks. So definitely Bakuryu planning this out in advance, putting the Battlecopter here. Maybe it was planned in advance, maybe it was just stroke of good luck, but everything happened to work out perfectly in this situation, folks. Infantry interrupt once again down here. So we got a little attack here. He's not going to go for the finished cap. He's going to go for the attack. Got this guy capping now too. But Bakuryu only managed to get 17 properties now. So Bongo Banjo is going to be able to cap 3 properties this turn. That's going to put him at a staggering 19 to a 17 lead at the moment. A little bit of an adventurous capture right there, but never a bad idea to occupy the tile, folks. Always a good idea to occupy the tile. We got the tank engagement up north here too. 7-5 trade, not the best trade, not the worst trade though. It might result in the destruction of this, but you can see here, the Battlecopter is not spotted by this recon, so it is just out of range, and it covers this infantry up here, which is extra nice. Now it is kind of risky having it so far forward, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Not necessarily a bad thing at all, folks. Bakuryu taking control of the game here, gets a double attack KO, and then managing to interrupt, or not interrupt, but injure the recon and infantry down south too. Not too shabby at all. Battlecopter moves in now, takes an engagement against the tank. But what Bongo Banjo does not know at this moment, that there's an anti-air waiting for something to attack this Battlecopter. So it's going to be very risky to go and take that engagement. Bongo Banjo does not care. He does not care. He's a man of risk. Risk versus reward. Going for those big money hits. That's what it's all about. Is he takes this engagement right now. Boom, takes that Battlecopter all the way down to 2. Would be absolutely fantastic if we get the clear with the infantry here. Ooh, gets the clear. Beautiful. Absolutely lovely, beautiful. You love to see it, folks. So at least now, if Bongo Banjo loses the Battlecopter, at least it's a trade. At least it's an even trade. Which you can't go wrong with, folks. You can't go wrong with even trades. Double artillery build, actually, over here from Bongo Banjo as well. So very, very neat with that one. Going for another cap up north. Day 11. Another 2-hit. And a Battlecopter has been struck down, unfortunately, before his prime. Bakuryu now going for 2 captures. One of them is going to be a flip. Very dangerous position. Very dangerous position indeed. Let's see what Bongo Banjo decides to do in response to this. He uses the tank to interrupt the infantry up north. Could potentially pop a forced march to further interrupt that. But without any super effective like backup to the forced march, I wouldn't necessarily say it's super advisable to go in for that. What is this? Get out of here. Alright, here we go. It is now day 12. The capture has happened. So now this is an even game. The property is not going to be flipped, which is great for Bongo Banjo. But it is now an even game. Both players have 19,000 funds. And, ooh, would you just take a flip and look at this, folks. Goes and join caps. But is it enough? Is it enough? It goes down to 6. So this would require the tank plus infantry hit. Ooh, actually, it might not even need a tank plus infantry hit. It could be a force march double. But is it really worth it? Not really too much intel up north. Would be nice to have a little bit more information up north for sure, but we shall see. The south attack is going in though, folks. Those artillery definitely in very strong positions, and Bongo Banjo has now busted open that pipe seam, which is going to allow him very, very quick reinforcements. Also going to allow him to turn like any side right now. This could be a 2-base side now instead of this side, which is very nice. Let's see what he manages to do with that. Double tank infantry. All right. Bakuryu taking lead once again here. Gets a KO on a tank. And Jake's super is almost charged, folks. There is 1 bar left to the charge, but the forced march is charged. But more importantly, the Trail of Woe is charged, folks. That's +2 movement. I think it actually tallies up to like 140% firepower on roads. So it could be very, very nice. Very effective, very strong indeed. But it doesn't look like we're going in for a Trail of Woe just yet, folks. We are going to get more units and get a much stronger position. 21,000 funds equals 3 tanks, folks. That is beautiful math right there. And it is now day 14. Jake moving in, taking those engagements. Gonna go and try and flip that property up north, but not really pushing down south. Doesn't know what's there. Knows that he got blasted away a few times here. Doesn't want to go do it again. Doesn't want to go do it. He wants to sit and wait until he's at the Super Co-Power, which is very smart. You definitely want to wait until you get a Super Co-Power before you make your big move. Oh, unfortunately, it looks like the capture up north is going to go through. So this is going to be a 20-20 game. Every property on the map has been captured now. But with this flip right here, yes, 20-20 game. 2021. That's going to go down to 20. Forgot. It's Fog of War, so it doesn't update right away. Alright. Both players are playing a fantastic game right now. I don't really think that either one of these players is playing like especially better than the other one, but this flip down here is definitely a little bit rough at the moment. I'm not sure what Bongo Banjo is going to be able to do in order to deter that attack here. Doesn't have any anti-air on the field to ward off battlecopters either, but does have a hefty tank force. So I guess it's probably just going to be infantry interrupt down here. But he does have the trailer bow. He's got so many tanks here. If he can get enough intel and find the area that he needs to attack, he could do such a massive blow to the enemy forces here. But he needs that intel. That's what he needs. He needs to just get a little bit of information and just see what's going on. But the sheer amount of tanks up north is just absolutely flipping massive. But not an anti-air in sight, folks. Definitely need to get a few anti-air on the field here. Alright, Bakuryu, day 16. Gonna go for attempting to go for another flip. Oh, and he's going to go for the block rock, the super co-power. This is going to be +2 movement and additional firepower on planes, +1 range on those artillery, but not really too many artillery on the field. So we don't really have to worry about that too much. Oh, but the artillery getting smacked right here, that is definitely going to hurt. This is a fairly massive push down south. That takes out multiple units. We're going to get the interrupt. We're going to get trapped up north. Bakuryu now out of time as well. So, yes, that is very unfortunate for Bakuryu. It looks like he didn't actually even purchase anything. He spent that entire turn attacking the south. I don't think he even moved his northern units. So, Bongo Banjo, with 5 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock, might be able to capitalize on this quite a bit here. See what he manages to do. Oh my god, look at that flippin' forced march movement. +2, folks. That's what it's all about. Going for a flip. Going for a cap. Oh, scouts the anti-air. Beautiful scout right there. Goes for another flip. Massive damage right there. Oh, I was gonna say, he almost occupies the forest. This is what Advanced Wars is all about, folks. It's all about occupying forests and making sure that nothing bad happens to those guys. Now, considering the push up north and the push down south, I am gonna say right now that I do favor the push up north and the push down south. It looks like both pushes are probably going to win their respective fronts, but it looks like Bongo Banjo has a lot more presence in one area. And he busts out the flipping classic medium tank, so now we gotta root for him, folks. But the flipping Bakuryu, man, he's a strong guy. He's a strong guy. He's got 2 minutes on the clock, though. What's he going to be able to do with these 2 minutes? Manages to get quite a few clears down south. Looks like he is about to win that front, as stated before here. Doing a little front shift. Getting the interrupts on one of the caps. Is not going to be able to stop 2 of the caps, though. 2 of those caps are going through, without a doubt. Oh my god. Alright. Oh, and Bakuryu busts out the flippin' soiled abomination, folks. The absolute stench on this battlefield is just too much to bear, folks. Too much to bear. I can't even do it. I don't even have nose plugs right now, and it's not a good time. It's not a good time. Not a good time. That guy is going to be super strong on the front lines, though, I will tell you that much. Bakuryu, out of time, manages to get the buys, obviously. So, Bongo Banjo still has 3 minutes and 39 seconds, so did spend quite a bit of time on that last turn, about 4 minutes or so. But the amount of damage that he managed to get was very nice. So, I think Bongo Banjo did a really good thing with these battlecopters here too, just keeping them back just a little bit. So you can see the amount of battlecopters that are pushed forward. So we have 2 of them visualized right now. We can see 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one covers this one. So we can go in and we can take some engagement. Maybe if he pushes up north and just clears this up here, might be in a pretty good spot. But once again, I would very much appreciate an anti-air on the field here at some point. But we shall see. We shall see what happens. Interesting. Oh, just completely boxes that battlecopter in. I like it. I like it a lot. Nice move. Nice move indeed. Down south, gets clear on the property. So this is it's a 21-21 game, folks. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Bakuryu, 2 minutes once again. What can he get done with 2 minutes? He pops a power. A normal beatdown. Okay. A normal beatdown. But what is the purpose of the normal beatdown? There's no indirects to get the bonus from. So really the only bonus you would get would be a little bit of planes damage. Interesting. Let's see what he does with this. So he gets a planes attack there. Gets a cap. Oh. Does 50% damage to that battlecopter. Interesting. Oh, gets a clear there. Gets a clear on the recon. That is a lot of intel. That's for sure. Oh. Alright, you know what? It wasn't too bad of an attack. However, with forced march. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This classy medium tank might feed this turn, folks. It might feed. It might feed indeed. It might feed heartily. Oh no, just imagine if there was an anti-air up north. That would be absolutely cool. Absolutely cool. But Bakuryu manages to capitalize on no anti-air. Just sends the battlecopter army up north. And just does quite a bit of damage. There is a forced march on the table here though, folks. +1 movement, additional firepower on roads. Gets that clear, and then the medium tank feeds. Oh, it doesn't get the clear though. So close, so close. But it does manage to get quite a few clears down south, so not really too shabby. Got the anti-air on the field, folks. This is what it's all about. You gotta get those anti-airs on the field. Probably the number 3 priority in Advanced by Web is definitely make sure you get some anti-airs on the field. They're very nice. They're very handy. Oh, and now Bongo Banjo is out of time. So he manages to get his buys, but out of time. Is slightly ahead in unit count. The Flippin' Sword Abomination just went up and had a fat meal though, unfortunately. Using that stinky Newt Snoot of Doom over here to get a nice hearty meal. As Bakuryu pushes in the forces up north, managing to clear multiple units. And the push down south now is actually looking pretty good. Goes and joins cap on this property here as well, putting it down to 5. I don't even know if there is an effective way to get this guy down to 5. Probably the only way that we're going to be able to do it would be an arty hit here, hope for a clear, maybe do an attack with one of the tanks, and then loop around with the battlecopter and get an attack here. Could be a possibility for sure. But if you use the battlecopter to take that engagement, then the medium tank is not going to be able to get through here, because I don't believe that we do enough damage. I don't think we do enough damage to this infantry. I want to double check here for sure. We won't have a power though. Okay, so we'll do enough damage. We'll do enough damage to get through. Alright, classy medium tank. It's got it. Got it going on. Now the only way that's not going to happen is if Bakuryu pops a power right now, which is definitely not going to happen. Alright, gets the clear, gets the clear, gets the clear! Multiple clears. That's what I'm talking about. The South is won, folks. It is looking good, looking good. Now, here I was saying just a few days ago about how both the North and the South pushes were probably going to win their respective fronts. But it turns out I was completely wrong, and it has just gone into a good old-fashioned brawl, folks. A good old-fashioned brawl indeed. But Bongo Banjo is ahead. He's ahead by 2 properties. And it's up to Bakuryu to get a flip and then get another property. He's gonna attempt to go for a flip right now. Targets the anti-air, or not the anti-air, targets the artillery. Manages to get the clear, clears another infantry. And scouts the south. Manages to see quite a few units down south too with that scout. That is definitely a hero infantry. You know, it's not going to be here for a long time, but it's here for a good time. That is 100% for sure. Look at the flipping intel that guy just managed to scout. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Alright. Keeps the movements of the classy mutant tank hidden for a little while. Absolutely gorgeous. T-Copter on the field now, managing to get a few little movements here. Battlecopter gets hit by the spellbinding circle down south in the full trap of that infantry. And now, Bakuryu once again actually manages to bank 13 seconds last turn, so that is very nice. Definitely nice to have a little bit of a buffer, you know? That's 100% for sure. Alright, double clap to that Battlecopter down south with the 2 infantry. Very unfortunate. But he did manage to get the intel, folks, and that's what it's all about. Fog of War is all about intel, folks. Number 4 priority in Advanced by Web is making sure that you get intel in Fog of War. You gotta know what's going on. It's the only way you're gonna win. Day 22, Bongo Banjo once again pops the flippin' forced march over here. Let's see what he does with that one. Gets the scout, gets the KO. He's going for another flip. He's going for a flippity flip-flop over here, folks. That could potentially go through. That could potentially go through. Okay, it's not going to go through. But it could have potentially went through. And that's the important thing. Now, the only thing that could really stop it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the only thing that can stop it. One singular tank right here. It'll be at 9 HP. It can rush down. It can take the engagement here and stop the capture. But there's 2 more captures over here. There's a flipping classy medium tank right here. It's going to stop, like, literally anything that's coming down here. If Bongo Banjo gets that cap, it's going to put him in such a good spot. Especially with the fact that Bakuryu is now flipping the property up north. Bongo busts out the classy boy of the sky. The classy sky boy himself is on the field. And he's out of time. Alright. 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. Bakuryu busts out the Super Co-Power. The Block Rock. Is that right? Block Rock. Yes, that's the one. Block Rock. That's what we got going on here. Let's see what he manages to pull off in 2 minutes and 20 seconds with this Block Rock as the Battlecopter goes down. Neo Tank has a little hearty meal right there. Stinking up the battlefield once again, folks. Oh. There are no forces up north right now. He doesn't even go for the... He doesn't go for the... He doesn't go for the interrupt. He doesn't go for the interrupt. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Maybe because he's feeling confident about the amount of units he has up north right now. Maybe he thinks that he's just going to be able to get those properties. Still quite a few days on the game right now, folks. Bakuryu busts out the classiest unit in Advanced by Web as well. Very nice to see. Oh, Bakuryu's ahead, actually. 21. That's temporary, because that's going to be flipped. So it's 2020 game. 2020 game once that happens. Yeah, okay. So next property wins, essentially. Oh, unfortunately, the artillery just cannot actually see anything. So he's not going to be able to take any engagements. Alright, let's see. 23 days left. Classy Mutant Tank just got freed from prison over here and is able to immediately move out. Oh, unfortunately the recon has been scouted and destroyed. 2 captures are now going through. Oh, that's scary. That is scary indeed. Oh, but the flippin' Neo Tank just completely moved into the trap. The trap had been set. I have a feeling this soiled abomination is not long for this world, folks. I absolutely hope that Bongo Banjo just waltzes up there with the classiest unit of the sky in Advanced Wars and just completely obliterates this Neo Tank, which apparently has taken multiple shots. Like, that is 5 shots this Neo Tank has taken. That is enough. That is enough, okay? It is time for him to go. Pack your bags. See you later. Please do not come back. No! No! He had one job. He had one job. Ah! I mean, honestly, I can understand it. I can understand it. Because that's the only counter to the Classy Boy of the Sky right now. But I really wanted it to happen. I really did. Because look at this. If we're on a road... Look at this damage. Look at that. That would have been nice. Would have been nice, folks. But, you know, you can't always get what you want. Oh, and the classy medium tank. Oh, no. Oh, no. Bongo Banjo. Unfortunately, I think that is the end for our classy medium tank down south. It just waltzed right into artillery plus classy boy range. Ah, he was such a good boy. He was a good boy. He was a good lad. He was a good lad, and we are very sad to see him go. But, day 24. Once again, still an even game. Or, I think it's not even anymore, but maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Let's see. Bongo. I need to get a property. Boom! Got that property. 2020 game once again, folks. Let's flip and go. And... was that just the engagement I wanted to see, folks? Oh my god, we see the battlecopter get destroyed. What? Oh, yes, there we go. There we go. Nice. Nice. You know, honestly, folks, it's the little things in life. It's the little things in life that make it good. But what is Bongo Banjo going to do about this classy medium tank down south? Because that guy is going to be a very, very big problem. Very big problem. Super co-power over here from Bakuryu. Oh, those are multiple infantry down. The artillery is down. Everything is down. Everything's down south. Oh, and it's day 25. Another property being flipped. I don't think Bongo Banjo is going to be able to flip a property here. He can stop some properties. He can stop the caps. Day 26. See what he manages to. He's going to go for the cap. Oh, this bomber is just getting things done though, man. I'll tell you. I'm telling you. Activates the forced march to interrupt the comm tower further. Is that enough? Ooh, taking it down to 2. And it doesn't look like there's another hit. There's not another hit. Oh no. And we're out of time. We're out of time with no buys. Bakuryu now in the driver's seat once again, marching his way over the plains and onto the cities. Also a fighter. Oh, and he's got several days. Oh, is this fighter gonna go take out our classy boy out of the sky? Is it gonna happen? I don't want it to happen. Very much hoping it doesn't happen. That'd be great. Another bomber on the field. Interrupts capture further. Now, it says it's an even game, but Bakuryu does have 2 comm towers now. So technically he's ahead, and he's getting a few more caps here. Provided that... kind of weird that he wouldn't full surround the infantry, but whatever, that's fine. Neither here nor there at the end of the day. Day 28 though, this game has gone on for a very long time. Quite long indeed. Now, another double on that tank. Might get the comm tower flip. Actually, you know what? That is 5. Okay. Probably not. Probably not if this guy is standing. If that infantry standing is probably not going to go through. Fortunately, but it is day 28. Oh, 2 captains. So that's 21, 22 to 18 plus a comm tower. Yeah, I think that is game right there, folks, unfortunately. Oh, and even this fighter is now in the corner. It might even attack our bomber now, but the bomber is taking multiple shots. Like, look at this. Like, this guy. That's like 7 shots. No, 6 shots. 6 shots. Took as many shots as that Soiled Abomination earlier, so definitely got its money's worth there, but unfortunately it has been taken out by the fighters, so very sad end for our good friend, the classic boy of the sky. But he served his purpose, and he did quite well. But at the end of the day, there can only be one winner, and it looks like today that one winner is going to be Bakuryu. He played a fantastic game, managing to hold out against the Cole, held out against the Road Toad, and did a fantastic job. Bongo Banjo, fantastic game as well. It's no easy feat going up against Jake, especially in a game like this with multiple planes all over the place. But Cole does have a lot of potential on this map, for sure. Now, I will say one thing that's very, very neat. So Bongo Banjo is the one that actually submitted this game. And just before, he submitted a game where he actually fought Bakuryu, and he won. But he thought this game was better than the other game, despite the fact that he lost. So I think it is a very, very good trait of a person to be able to showcase a game of theirs where they lose, but they were still like, this was such an amazing game. Fantastic. So, excellent show of sportsmanship from Bongo Banjo. Congratulations to Bakuryu for the win here today. Hopefully you all enjoyed that one. If you did, consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. I will see you all on the next one. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.